Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Peace Dealer. I needed to do this message because I underestimated this Cancer transit, and I know you did too. Even you Cancers as well. This is very, I'm letting the waters flow. I'm going to say this one more time, okay? This is very... You see how I have to feel that first before I say it? This is what's making this very difficult. What's up, y'all in the live? How you doing? In the comments, by the way. But what really causes this period to be so dark is we're going to feel the intensity of this Pluto opposition like never before. And we're sparking this new moon and Cancer season with Mars involved. Mars opposite Pluto is a battle. This is why I said that once we enter Cancer season, it's spiritual warfare. And it's a lot more profound and powerful than any of us will be prepared for. But still, we're going to make it because we have to make it to Leo season so that Leos can shine on everybody and we can be bathed by their love. But regardless, we're about to enter this new moon right now. Like, it's starting by the evening. Probably one of the most intense nights you've ever had will occur. And it's not just that it's the most intense night, it's going to spark a cycle of more intense mornings and nights. For those of you joining me live in the new moon, that's what I'm going to talk about. The new moon webinar, that's what I'm going to talk about at length. We're going to do this 7 p.m. PST, and what's really going to be espoused upon is the darkness that's rising. A lot of people's hearts are growing cold because when we trigger from Gemini into Cancer, there's a hard reality check. There's that truth that could slice at some people's hearts, and then you start to feel and drown in the reality of the feelings. What I'm trying to say is any suppressed feelings that you have, any kind of latent emotions that you've pushed down, Mars with this new moon energy is going to bring to the surface so I can fight with Pluto. All right, so I want to let you know, if you've really been, Daisy said she had to catch herself today. That's some real stuff. All right, this morning I had to snap out of it myself. There's a whole lot that's going to be purged, and what we're going to go through in the webinar is how to harness that power. The gift of Aries season that we just had was to identify who we are. We're going to feel it in Cancer. We're going to actually have to take our aura and feel what it is. And some of us may not like what we feel, and that's why you either suppress it or that's why it gets deep in Cancer, okay? So what I'm going to do, I always keep a free portion for the webinar so that, everyone catches a W. What I'm going to do is give a brief overview of what this new moon transit is going to bring us, and then we're going to go into the healing session for those who have the webinar and paid for it. And what makes this different than the other ones is once we heal ourselves, we're going to spend the next 20 minutes healing the world, because we're going to have to circumvent this Saturn and Capricorn transit where there's going to be a lot of depression, a lot of cynicism, and a lot of control issues and seriousness. So the healing of the world that we do is going to key you in at a very powerful sense to how strong your own aura is, how strong we pull stuff together, and how strong we kind of attack these issues deep within. Then after that healing session in the webinar, we're going to go back to the overview that I did and then go more in depth and talk about each transit in the moon. And then after we do that, I'm going to talk about how it affects each zodiac sign. And then after we do that, it's going to be very profound because we're all going to take turns focusing and healing on the signs. And in the Gemini season webinar, I gave you invocations to make And to say in the Cancer season webinar, we're going to reject energies. And we're going to go to Taurus, and we're going to have everyone focus on all the Tauruses in a live chat. And based on where Pluto is in their 9th house. We're going to have Taurus reject and focus on beliefs while we actually also hold space to heal for them. When we do these things on our own, they are potent, but when we have the support of other people in the live chat focusing, it's amazing how much work we can do. After we reject and go around and then also channel certain messages, we're going to pull some oracle cards, some tarot cards, and I might even have to throw in the Wisdom of the Love oracle card deck just so we get comprehensive. And then, of course, we will have Q&A. So that's the webinar itinerary for today. Please make sure you join me. But regardless, the update I want to give you for tonight is that there is an inner darkness that is welling up. This is not really that profound for water signs because you live with this. But for those of you who have gotten triggered, this is just the beginning of a series of triggering. Some of you, if your hearts are growing colder than normal, it's okay. If you're feeling anger towards stuff, it's okay. This is not the transit to be like a nice guy or gal because you're going to screw your whole world up. And all the subconscious programming that has been done by you and to you to kind of control and map out like how you react to situations, that's all shedding. Pluto is purging, and now you're going to be who you really feel, and that's what makes feelings icky and yucky. That's why Cancers are distinct. The pure ones, they're the holy ones because they've refined their emotions. They're sincere. This is why I brought up Charlemagne earlier. Yeah, it may not be the easiest to say how you feel because it'll hurt people, but when you're sincere and you say it, you're not keeping it inside. And it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't, but even more damned if you don't. So regardless, take this darkness that you're feeling, which everyone is going to. That's the whole purpose of Cancer. The first few points of Cancer is to really expose the dark parts of your feelings so that you can start to refine it once we move towards Leo season. So don't necessarily feel guilt because that closes chakras. If you feel cruel, sinister feelings and emotions, you have to own that. You have to own that. All right? Some of you already are evil. So this is going to be like, been there, done that, ha ha ha. Well, you might break into a new depth of evil. Some of you, you're so into the light, you're going to attribute darkness when you don't know. You're just tapping into the collective darkness, and it's just frequency channeling through you. So make sure you join me tonight. If you haven't gotten that link, it should be in the description box below. This is going to be a very healing transit because when we talk about restoration, we talk about Cancer. And the thing with these webinars, especially if you've been live, they're cumulative. This is the work. This is the soul work. They're very cumulative. So don't necessarily think what we've done in past full and new moon webinars were just for that moment. That's the whole value of being a part of it. You grow through the cycle so that by the new moon in Pisces, you've gone through a good 2 lifetimes of deep emotional core issues, especially by Scorpio. So definitely keep that in mind, and make sure you do join me tonight. If you don't join me tonight, when these feelings start to well up, do not suppress them. Do not suppress them. Own them and listen to them. You really need to feel them very powerfully so that you can understand where it's coming from. Don't be an air sign that's just going to compartmentalize and be like, well, this isn't rational. Feel that irrationality because in the depths of those feelings, there's a message for you. See you later. Peace.